thousands of people and spoken to hundreds of thousands. I think I've been seen by at least 2.5 million people in this country. I've had a vital message to bring to the people of the United States. And tonight, I want to bring that message to you. The heart of my message is this. The national election this fall will decide matters of grave importance to every man, woman, and child in the United States. It will affect the security of your jobs, your homes, and your future. You have a choice between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. Within the memory of most of us here, a clear record has been written that shows how much difference that choice can make. The Republicans wrote part of their record from 1921 to 1933. They led the country to depression, poverty, and despair. It's easy to forget that kind of hostility. Today, signs of prosperity are all over the country, and I've been all over the country, and I know what I'm talking about. Farm production is greater than it ever was. Industrial production is greater than it ever was. Everybody who wants a job can get one. That's the way America is today. The real question facing us in this election is whether or not we're going to keep it that way. For all this did not come about by accident. And taking care of big business first and letting the little fellow take care of himself. The Republicans would like you to forget these fundamental differences between the two parties, but during the past 2 years, we've been given a sharp warning that these differences still exist. And these differences are wide and deep. That has been made completely clear by the record of this Republican do-nothing 80th Congress. No matter what the Republicans do or say, the Republican Party cannot escape responsibility for that black record. I know, of course, that their party caucuses, they must have felt very lonesome. The record of the 80th Congress was made by the forces that dominate the Republican Party. I thank God that the men who hold positions of leadership in dealing with foreign affairs were of a character which made it possible for us to work together in carrying out our foreign policy on a bipartisan basis. But on domestic issues, it was a different matter. The Republican leadership started out to follow the same policies that nearly wrecked the country under Harding, Coolidge, and Hoover. Some people have accused me of failing to cooperate with the Republican leadership in carrying out those policies. Now, I must confess to you that I'm going to plead guilty to that charge. Of course, I did not cooperate in carrying out policies that I knew would bring disaster on the American people. But I'll tell you how you can get some cooperation in carrying out those policies, if that's what you want. I'll tell you how you can achieve unity in a headlong dash toward another depression. Just elect a Republican president to go along with a Republican Congress. Just elect a man who said, and I quote, "I'm proud of the record of my party and of the 80th Congress." Just elect a man who said, "The 80th Congress delivered as no other Congress ever did for the future of our country." Apparently, he will be glad to help deliver a lot more of the same kind of blows you got from the 80th Congress, but bigger blows and faster and more of them. What did this Republican can be driven down? What else did the Republican Congress deliver for the future of our country? It delivered a body blow at nearly 1 million workers by taking away their Social Security rights. It delivered a body blow at millions of our veterans by refusing to provide a decent housing program. It delivered a blow at every family in the nation by failing to act on high prices. What else did the Republican Congress deliver for the future of our country? It delivered. Just give us the votes on Election Day, and we'll do the job. Now, if you want unity and harmony and sweetness and light in getting more deliveries of the kind I've been describing, just shut your eyes and vote Republican. But if you want something delivered for labor, if you want something delivered for the farmer, if you want something delivered for the small businessman and for the white-collar worker, there's just one way you can make your vote count. Vote the Democratic ticket. Tax relief bill, that's typical of the way the Republican 80th Congress delivered for the future of the country. Sometime later, I'm going to elaborate on just exactly what they did with the budget this year. And it fits in with this rich man's tax relief bill. It's outrageous what they did to the country on that. The Congress delivered for the interests that had their lobbyists swarming all over the Capitol. It delivered for special privileged groups and put up the big money at election time. And they're doing that right now in this election. That same bunch of lobbyists and the people whom they represent are paying for the Republican campaign right this minute. Now, they passed a great many bills, which I vetoed. There's only one president that has a greater veto record in the short time that I've been president than I have, and that's Grover Cleveland. And I'm proud of that veto record, for I was standing there working for the people when I was signing those vetoes. But they passed a great many, not a great many, but several, I'll say. Among them this tax relief bill and the Taft-Hartley bill. They passed those bills over my veto. And when a bill becomes a law of the land, the President of the United States is sworn to enforce the law. And as President of the United States, I've lived up to that oath which I took to support the Constitution and the laws of the United States. If you want these bad things remedied, you'd better give me a Congress for the next 4 years that is working for the people and not for the special interests.